Ninten felt this question enter his mind. Who has lost his tail? Finding the entry in great-grandfather's diary, Ninten read out loud, the forgotten one of the ship that sails the cosmos. Hi, I'm LP Master 6, and welcome to Magicant. Whoo! It has been a month and a half since I have recorded, so this ought to be fun. I have no idea what I talked about before, so if I repeat some stuff, you'll just have to get over it. This is the first take too, so it's going to be great. So, as you can see, this place is a little different than America. But, well, there you go, a good start. But, let's see what they have to say about it. Oh, I spoiled that it was called Magicant. I'm sorry. We're just gonna walk around and talk to the townsfolk, I guess. Does that sound fair to you guys? I'm gonna say it does. I am the mysterious goods keeper. You have a need? And this is essentially just your sister, Minnie. I think her name is Minnie. But in Magicant. Okay, so after pausing for a second and realizing if I just talk about the game and read the text, then I'm going to end up stuttering the whole time and talking about nothing. I don't know why that girl in that house was embarrassed. I've never been able to figure that out. Maybe it's because she's looking at your clothes and she's embarrassed for you or embarrassed to be around you. I don't know. But you can read the text for yourself while I talk and catch up with you guys, you know. I haven't uploaded since September 2nd, and the last person to watch that video was me, because there's only one view, and it was me. There you go, you find out the place is called Magicant. Outside? A world outside? What do you mean? So we are in a different world entirely. Ooh, mysterious. Alright, while they're talking about philosophy, I'll talk about, what's up, guys? I've been starting my classes at UT Martin. I'm learning about ethics in philosophy. Even though I already took an ethics class, there's a separate ethics class that teaches slightly different things, but some of the same things. And I'm taking it online, so I get to do it all in a day. So one day of a week, I spend several hours doing philosophy stuff. Last night I learned about the stupid social contract again. I get it. It's a revolutionary theory, and it makes sense, and it's interesting. But how many times, in how many classes as a philosophy minor, do I have to learn about Thomas Hobbes and the social contract? And John Locke. He decided to expand upon the idea of the contract. Wow, I had no idea. I've taken 3 classes by this guy, and in all of them I've learned about the social contract. The ocarina we ordered never arrived. Why would you sell one item? I do not understand. This is the hospital. And it fully heals you for free. So keep that in mind. For just free healing aside from Nintendo's house. And guess what? It's the chili! And they seem to like us and know everything about us. And, oh, guess what? More free healing in the house right next to the hospital. It's the chili! See, at work, one of the other managers... Oh, this is the shop. Okay, but there's no point in shopping here because we have to go get some money out of the benevolent old man from the fountain. So, this is the second grinding spot of the game. I don't buy that shitty little equipment. I buy the best equipment. These are all shops. You can tell because they have 7s on them. Why do they have 7s on them? I have no idea. Don't ask me. Oh. Ninten using his what is that called? Where you bend things. Something kinesis? Is it telekinesis? Maybe? Oh, guess what? 3rd free healing spot. I don't understand the point. You're only ever going to use the one, the hospital, or the one next to the hospital, depending on what you need. I've only ever used the hospital. I'm not exactly sure what philosopher they're talking about, because he's not important, and if he shows up, it's for like a passing comment, and that's it. I don't know. The text in this game is very cryptic and interesting. Is this... Yeah, we already went here. Okay. Just collecting my bearings here. I apologize. Is this where you get something good? Yes. So, you know how somebody contracted him for this ocarina? Guess what? We just get to keep it. Okay, now here's the good part about the ocarina. A lot of people like to deposit this because technically it's useless, but I like to keep it because it has this nice straight sound. What does it say? It can play a catchy tune. A tune? This game's all about tunes. Guess what tune it plays? Six, 7, 8. If you couldn't tell, that's the melodies we've collected. You know, because they had weird sound fonts before, or weird instrumentation because they were being used, you know, from the doll music box, the bird, I'm sorry, the canary to be specific. Red weed, magic herb. This game's all about marijuana. Nintendo smoked a pot with the cops, so he ended up in Magicant. That's what this is all about. That's hilarious, dude. I bet drug jokes are funny. What was I talking about? Okay, this is the phone. They don't have actual phones. You just go to this guy. You gotta memorize what house it is. It's somewhere in the bottom left. I know it instinctively for how many times I've played this game. Yes, I will save because I'm not paranoid. Should I copy my save file? Wait, I don't think you can. Oh well. Did I ever... You know, I didn't make a restore point. I hope that I hope the recording does not fail, because that would kind of suck. Oh, one of the managers at work. That's what I was talking about. His imitation of one of my, you know, regular voice, kind of deep voice, just an average man voice. When he was talking about one of the old men at work complaining to one of my roommates about how his shit smelled up the bathroom. And then you start talking about, oh, I got prostate problems. I gotta sit there and listen to that. And then, you know, Grant, my roommate, said, I'm sorry, it's the chili. And that was one of the manager's impressions of Grant. And that's that inside joke. If I ever say, it's the chili. Oh yeah, this is really iffy. I wonder how many people have just refused to give their cash card, which would be reasonable, right? But he says he'll give you the big bag. What's the big bag? A bag filled with magic herb. So magic herb is a healing item, right? This is just this will last you through most of the game. It's just you use it, magic herbs. Or I think it's used. If you select eat, it's one of them, then you'll get rid of it entirely and you won't have it anymore. Some people throw it away to save space because there's only 8 spaces. So we're already maxed out. So we're going to have to give up the... I'll go ahead and throw away the antidote because there's no point. Because Life Up Cream, that's a max healing. We can't get rid of the diary because I want to keep it on me. The Franklin bag... I mean, you don't really have to keep the diary on you. It's just something I like to do. I think you use it once or twice more in the game. It's not really all that helpful, but... Plus, all those items makes you overpowered. You gotta be a minimalist. You gotta have the Franklin badge because that protects you from instant KO. Can't get rid of the cash card. I like to keep the ocarina and obviously the big bag. So we'll throw away the bread next. What does he say? Has it been helpful to you? So Magicant is full of just a bunch of helpful stuff. Did we already... Okay, the benevolent old man, he's the ATM. Soulful Cry. Remember, Soulful Cry. Also, take a moment to listen to this song, even though my game audio is really low and there's nothing I can do about it. That's the Mysterious Mimicker. What are we doing? I will be quiet now. Actually, it's probably useless. Look the song up yourself because I don't know how to turn up my audio in Movie Maker for a split second. I'm not going to edit the video in Adobe Premiere, which I can't figure out because I don't take the time to do it. Now, okay, I'll show you. Ooh, battles outside the gate? This is the most interesting enemy in the game, the Groucho. I'm going to guard to show you what he does. Already his attacks are negligible. Now, I'm definitely not over-leveled because the Starman.net guide, which I used to follow the first like 3 times I played the game to a T, first 2 or 3, and I'd constantly save state. If I can go back in time and redo that, because that really gets on my nerves that I used to do that. If he says hello and just walks away, you get a ton of experience. More than if you actually beat him. So it's definitely worth taking like the 3 damage. Okay. These guys lead us to Queen Mary's castle, but I'd rather explore Magicant thoroughly first. Red weed? There was red weed. I think that's an infinite... All these red weeds here are just infinite spots. And what is it? We gotta throw it in the fountain. What do they do on their own? A watcher. I'm gonna try to keep up with how many of each enemy we see. So this is the first watcher, and we've had 1 Groucho. Because then I'm gonna cut after that. But, oh, I've never finished. Because I used to be level 12 before the zoo. I'd grind outside the zoo. Gruelingly. That bridge doesn't lead to anywhere. It leads to a dead end. Ooh. Magicantians. Queen Mary's Fountain. Now, why would some imaginary land have a queen? Wouldn't it be like a nice, free mixture of capitalism and socialism, sort of anarchy, where everybody has their own stuff, but everybody has a lot of stuff, so it doesn't matter? Okay, so you get completely healed. What did I check the red weed? What does it do? Looks like grass, but I don't know why I think that's funny. And it just becomes a regular heal. Okay, that's worse than bread. The bread's more useful than that. Now, wow, how do we get the benevolent old man at the fountain? Soulful cry. Did you call me up? You need money, don't you? You guys like my impression? Why do I have so much money? Okay, well, we're going to take it all because I find it unlikely that I'm going to die on the way back to town. But you never know. If I do, then I'll have $1,002 and get really grumpy. This is the Rabe Yidit. Or Yididit. Does that make sense? Yididit. No, it doesn't. It's the Rabe Yidit. Now, you might be wondering why its name is like that. Look at it, and then look at its name backwards. I just told you a piece of neat trivia that you didn't want to hear. You didn't want to hear that piece of neat trivia, but I told you anyway. Oh, I forgot to go into the little forest down there. Okay, don't let me forget, guys. Send a comment right now saying, don't forget that forest. Just kidding, this is going to go up like tomorrow or the next day, depending on how I split the videos. This is way too many parts. I spent so many parts of grinding. This is the mom's eyes, nothing special. I don't need to introduce the enemies like other Let's Players do. Like, oh, this is what this enemy does. Okay, the difference with her is she continuously attacks. Oh, you can see that for yourself. She's the most dangerous of all the eye enemies, I'll tell you that. Interesting detail. First I'm going to heal so I don't forget. And I guess saving doesn't really matter because I'm playing all in rapid succession anyway, and if I die I'll just save nonetheless, so... Let's see, do we have enough for all the good stuff? Just kidding, I know for a fact we don't. We have enough for the best of this. Oh boy. Oh hey, goodbye magic herb. Whoo, good stuff. I'm ready to get rid of that bread. I'm ready for max important items. We might have to deposit something. There's a lot of items coming up for no reason. I guess it's because you come back to Magicant a lot. So, or at least you can. And I do. So there's this area with a bunch of gifts, but it will bother me if I don't open them all at once, so I just end up throwing everything that's in them away, which is kind of depressing. I was going to look at it and see how much it increased our defense, but you know what? I don't remember what it was in the first place.